My name's Matt Wunderlin. I'm the pastor of Rolling Hills Church in Platteville, Wisconsin. I'm not a traditional pastor in the sense that I have gone through college straight to seminary. I was called much later in life. My calling began when I was living in Los Angeles about 20 years ago. And while I was there as a part of a church plant, my roommate was one of 5 people who came out to plant a church. And after that experience and seeing the church grow and just seeing how important it is to share the love of Jesus, I thought I felt a call to ministry. And so I went back to the church and I said, hey, I think I'm called to go to seminary and go into ministry. And they all said, no, you're not. You're not called to do that. And so I think an important lesson from that is discernment is a corporate process. The Lord may be speaking something into my heart, but discernment is a corporate process. And I feel like if I would have went into ministry at that point in time, I would have failed miserably and made quite a few mistakes. So discernment is a corporate process. Then several years later, about 5 years later, I was like, no, I'm supposed to be a church, called to either plant churches or to be a pastor. So I'm going to start going to seminary. And I started trying, and boy, I hit dead end after dead end after dead end. I felt the strong calling, but it wasn't God's timing. And yet again, the local church told me, nope, not right now. Now is not the right time. Well, then I kind of started to give up on the idea. And my pastor then at the time was like, have you ever thought about going to seminary? Because I had moved, and so this was a different church. And I was like, well, I've thought about it, but I didn't think it would really work out. And he's like, well, you should really pray about it and think about it. And so I did. And I'm in the National Guard. And I was like, well, I could use my GI Bill and maybe figure out a seminary. And so I did that, and it worked out. I actually wrote my paper to why do you want to be in seminary? Tell me about your calling. And I said, well, I really don't want to be in seminary right now, but I think maybe God might be calling me. Well, it was one of 15 people they selected, so I guess that was a good answer. Then what was amazing is how God just knocked barriers down after that. My local church, we found out that the pastor was leaving and they needed a replacement. I was in seminary. They asked me if I wanted to do it. And again, being in the National Guard, I wasn't sure how that would work out since we have to do the weekends and be away. Well, the very next guard drill that I went to, the base commander called me into his office, which was normal because I was part of his special staff. And he said, we need more people to do our guard drills on Fridays and Saturdays to kind of prepare for the weekend. So how would you like to come out on Fridays and Saturdays instead of doing Saturdays and Sundays? I was like, whoa, I think I would like that very much. And so the long story short of that is God just knocked down all the barriers. It was a story that if I just told you outright and you didn't know me, you may not believe because of just how quickly he did that. So when the timing is right and the church is agreeing with the calling and God's behind it, there's no way you can fail.